So let me tell you something. When Molly Qerim walked away from ESPN and First Take, the internet didn't just notice. The internet erupted. Rumors started flying faster than you could refresh your timeline. People were confused, people were shook, and everybody had questions. But here's the thing. Nobody expected Stephen A. Smith to be right in the middle of it all.
Last night, she abruptly resigned as the host of the show.
And when viewers finally started piecing together what really went down, let's just say what they discovered about how her career ended left a whole lot of people with their jaws on the floor.
Last night, she abruptly resigned as the host of the show. And to say that I'm quite sad about it is an understatement. Molly is a friend. Molly is a co-worker. Molly is somebody that I have leaned on many occasions in the past, as she has done when it comes to me. We've been partners on the show for the last 10 years. And a lot of times, some of these things happen and it's just uncomfortable to see.
This story, it's messy, it's uncomfortable, and it's about to get real. September 16th, 2025. Mark that date down, because that's when the sports broadcasting world got flipped completely upside down. Out of absolutely nowhere, Molly Qerim abruptly leaves First Take and ESPN. No warning, no goodbye episode, no emotional farewell montage, just gone. And when Stephen A. Smith walked onto that set to open the show, alone, you could feel the tension through the screen. He looked emotional, he looked uncomfortable, and the way he described her resignation, he called it abrupt. He called it uncomfortable. He said it was shocking.
The details, quite frankly, are none of y'all business, but it's not as if I know all the details. It was a contract negotiation that was going on. ESPN certainly did not want to lose her, but in the end, she made a decision to walk away from the show effective immediately. As you see from her Instagram post, her Instagram story last night, to be blunt, it came as a shock. I was not aware that this is something that she was contemplating doing, but in the end, she made her decision, and we have to move on as a show.
Smith went on to say,
I don't like it, I'm not happy about it, because I appreciate her and what she has meant to me, what she has meant to the show, what she has meant to the network, what she's meant to the business. And I'm gonna miss her. It's just that simple. But we all make decisions that we deem to be in our best interest for whatever reason. And that story is for her to tell. Do I have an idea? Of course I do. Am I gonna share it with you? No. Because again, that's her story to tell.
Now, when Stephen A. Smith, the man who's never at a loss for words, is standing there looking like he doesn't even know what to say, you know something went terribly wrong behind those corporate doors. But here's where it gets interesting. Stephen A. gave us one of the most analyzed statements in recent sports media history. He said, "Do I have an idea? Yes. Am I gonna tell you? No." He knows something. He knows exactly what happened, but he's not talking. And the way he said it, it felt theatrical. It felt rehearsed. It felt like somebody handed him a script from the legal department and told him to stick to it.
ESPN certainly did not want to lose her, but in the end, she made a decision to walk away from the show effective immediately.
Manuel Acho wasn't buying it either. He came out and straight up criticized Stephen A. for being too dramatic about the whole thing, saying it looked like damage control, like corporate messaging wrapped up in a performance. And honestly, he wasn't wrong, because when you know the truth, but you're playing coy on national television, people are gonna start asking questions. Then ESPN's president Burke Magnus comes out and says they had already planned to transition Molly off First Take by the end of the year anyway, but the timing of her exit, that caught them completely off guard. They were gonna ease her out quietly, on their terms, on their timeline, but instead, negotiations collapsed, communication broke down, and Molly said, "You know what? I'm out, right now." That's not a planned departure. That's a breakdown. That's a relationship that went so far south, there was no coming back from it.
I'm not surprised. I'm only surprised at the timing. I'm surprised that she didn't just tap out over the weekend and they make no mention of it, and they land that plane a lot softer than they did. This was an abrupt landing. This was an emergency exit. This is an emergency landing. This is one of those for a reason. I give you what a therapist told me. Therapist told me it's not just how things end, it's why are they ending that way.
Now let's talk about who Molly Qerim actually is, because this isn't some random host who just showed up yesterday. Molly joined ESPN all the way back in 2006. She put in the work. She covered major sports events. She did interviews. She hustled her way up. In 2008, she won an Emmy Award for her work on Fantasy Football Now. Let that sink in. An Emmy. Then in 2015, she became the permanent host of First Take. And for 10 years, 10 whole years, she sat in that chair and moderated some of the most heated, chaotic, entertaining debates in sports television. She kept Stephen A. Smith in check. She kept the show moving. She kept it professional when it could have gone completely off the rails. And under her watch, First Take didn't just survive, it thrived. It became ESPN's highest-rated studio show. The YouTube clips? Blowing up. The digital engagement in 2023? Through the roof. Molly wasn't just a moderator. She was a cornerstone of that show's success. So for her to walk away like this, something was seriously, seriously wrong. And then the details started leaking. Austin Karp from Sports Business Journal drops a bombshell. Molly rejected ESPN's contract renewal offer. She didn't get fired. She didn't get pushed out quietly. She looked at what they were offering her, said, "No thanks," and walked. Then Molly herself posted a statement on Instagram confirming her departure. Short, sweet, and to the point. But here's the thing. For ESPN, this was a nightmare. The abruptness of it all made them look unprepared. It made them look out of touch.
I think the obvious take is that whatever happened is it wasn't amicable. This is not them parting on good terms. I think you look at the way it was reported by Austin Karp at Sports Business Journal on Monday night, and it comes out that, you know, she's going to be done at the end of the year. But then you turn on First Take today, and Stephen A. Smith is opening it up, and he's bidding farewell to Molly, and it's clear that she's done for good. Like, this is it for her. I think it just speaks to the idea that whatever happened was not amicable, and that they are not parting on seemingly very pleasant terms.
And then The Sun drops a report that changes the entire conversation. They said Fox Sports had offered Molly a deal worth $2 million a year, not for one role, for multiple roles. Suddenly, the picture started getting a whole lot clearer. This wasn't just about Molly wanting to leave. This was about Molly realizing her value. And that value, it was a whole lot higher than what ESPN was putting on the table.
If she would be open to taking a contract of $2 million a year, how much was ESPN offering her? And forget about how much ESPN was offering her. How much was she getting paid before? And I'm not trying to pocket watch. The most disgusting thing a man can do, I believe, is pocket watch a woman. But just for the sake of this conversation, how much money was she making at ESPN for an offer to be on the table of $2 million?
So let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets absolutely wild. Molly's alleged salary at ESPN? Somewhere between $400,000 and $500,000 a year. Now, that sounds like a lot of money to regular people like you and me. But when you compare it to what Fox was offering, $2 million, you start to see the problem. Fox just revealed her true market value. They said, "You're worth this much." And ESPN had been paying her a fraction of that. But wait, it gets worse. You know what Stephen A. Smith's contract is? $100 million over 5 years. That's $20 million a year.
So you're telling me that the value, all the value that Molly Qerim was bringing to the network was less than $2 million a year? I would leave too. I would leave too, because I'm not just looking at it, oh, it's $2 million. I'm looking at it in terms of what is the value that I'm bringing here. Yes, I understand the market, what the market is willing to pay. I get all of that. But damn, for them to be offering her $2 million, how much were they paying this?
So let's do the math real quick. If Molly's making $500,000 and Stephen A's making $20 million, that's a 40-to-1 difference, maybe even 50-to-1. Marcellus Wiley didn't mince words. He called ESPN's treatment of Molly inequitable. He said it was unfair. And reports started coming out that other female talent at ESPN, people who weren't even hosting First Take, were making more than Molly.
Think about if you're Molly, you're working at a network where Mina Kimes is making way more money than you, and Mina Kimes is the number what on what show, right? You're number 2 on the number 1 show, and she is what on what shows, right?
So not only was she being underpaid compared to Stephen A., she was being underpaid compared to her peers. Let that marinate for a second. And here's the kicker. It wasn't just about the money. Molly wanted more. She wanted career growth. She wanted expansion. She wanted her own platform, her own opportunities to shine outside of just moderating debates between two loud men.
You're in that position. And then you get to the position where you're in another contract negotiation. You're not hearing what you want to hear. You're not hearing it not only in the money, but in also they're talking funny in terms of giving you greater role. And you're like, it's time to move on.
ESPN even confirmed that she was leaving First Take regardless of what happened with contract negotiations. They said they offered her other opportunities. But clearly, whatever they offered wasn't enough. It wasn't what she wanted. It wasn't aligned with her vision for her career. Here's where things get really interesting. Marcellus Wiley threw out a theory that got people talking. He said Stephen A. Smith isn't just a talent at ESPN. He's an unofficial kingmaker. He's got influence, real influence. The kind of influence that affects hiring decisions, salary negotiations, and promotions.
When he signs off on you, when he signs for you, you get what you want. But guess what? There's a flip to it as well. When he doesn't sign off on you, when he doesn't sign for you, you don't get what you want. And that's obviously a Kerry Champion, a Max Kellerman, Shannon Sharp even, because of his relationship with his bosses.
And Wiley wasn't just speculating. There's documented evidence of Stephen A. using his power to help people. Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. helped him get opportunities. Ryan Clark, same thing. Dan Orlovsky, Stephen A. co-signed him too.
On the back end, this is my second year, right? My second year working at ESPN, I was working days. And days is you may work like 85 days out the year. It's a day rate. You're not a full-time employee, it's a day rate. They may pay you $2,500, $2,700 a day. I run out of days and we getting close to the playoff time.
So the question that everyone started asking was this.
Stephen A. called, he like, what happened? I just requested you on First Take for this whole entire week. I'm like, I'm out of days. He like, I'm gonna call you right back. I'm like, all right, cool. Call me right back. He like, you gonna be hearing from the bosses tomorrow. Tore that contract up. I had another year on that contract. Tore that up and gave me a whole nother contract for another 3 years at like $700,000 a year.
If Stephen A. has helped all these people, why didn't he help Molly? She sat next to him for 10 years. She was his co-host. She was part of his show's success.
Plenty of people throughout ESPN's history I have helped get theirs. And anybody who would challenge what the hell I just said to you on national television, they better beware. They better not utter that publicly. Because I can tell you, and I didn't say one, I said many. And by the way, Cam Newton, while you're doing that, you can ask the bosses themselves. Plenty of times, spanning my 20 plus years here.
So why wasn't he in the room fighting for her pay? Why wasn't he advocating for her the same way he advocated for everyone else? Was there tension behind the scenes that the public didn't know about? Was there something personal going on? Or was it just a professional relationship that had run its course? We don't know. But the silence? It was loud. And let's be real for a second. This situation exposed something a lot of people in the industry already knew. Women in sports broadcasting are historically undervalued, especially moderators. They're often seen as the supporting cast, the glue that holds the show together, sure, but not the stars. And that's a problem, because without Molly, First Take doesn't work the same way.
Thankless job being a moderator. I know a lot of people who've sat in that same position on different shows, that show, and this, trust me, is a thankless position. It's hard to see somebody raise their hand and keep it up high for this long. I'm actually thoroughly surprised that Molly Qerim made it this long in that position.
And let's address the elephant in the room. For years, there have been rumors floating around about Molly and Stephen A. Rumors that they were romantically involved. Rumors that their on-screen chemistry was more than just professional. And these weren't just random internet trolls talking. These rumors had been circulating for a while. In April 2024, both Molly and Stephen A. publicly denied the rumors. They shut it down. They said there was nothing going on. But even after that, people kept talking. Because their chemistry on screen was undeniable. The banter, the looks, the energy. It fueled speculation whether they wanted it to or not. And then in June 2025, there was this moment that went absolutely viral. On air, during a live broadcast, Molly tried to get Stephen A. to close his laptop. It seems like nothing, right? But the exchange was awkward, like uncomfortably awkward. And people on the internet went crazy trying to figure out what he was hiding. What was on that screen that he didn't want her, or the cameras, to see? Was it work stuff? Was it personal stuff? Was it something that would have explained the tension between them?
Close it. Just trust me.
My phone?
Just close it all.
My phone.
Yeah, just put it all down.
That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Well, okay. Well,
Okay,
Stephen A., they're zooming in on it.
Okay, all right.
You can see your text messages, everything. I'm trying to
There
help
are
you
no
out.
text messages. This
Stephen A., your computer. It's all on TV. Just close it. I'm looking out for you. Try to be smooth. Jeez.
We'll probably never know. But that clip? It got dissected, analyzed, memed, and replayed 1,000 times. And it just added more fuel to the fire of people wondering what was really going on behind the scenes. After Molly's departure, things got even wilder. A woman claiming to be Stephen A. Smith's girlfriend, her name's Nikita Pearson, started posting some absolutely insane allegations about Molly on social media. I'm talking about wild, out-of-pocket, unhinged accusations. And here's the thing. Nobody from ESPN responded. Not Stephen A., not Molly, not ESPN's PR team, nobody.
So, let me tell you a little bit about Molly and why she calls Stephen SA. Molly actually falsely accused Stephen of sexual harassment. This was after he rejected her advances because I guess she thought that he didn't really love me. Anyway, so let's go back about Molly. See, Molly was the one who actually planted the story about her and Stephen having an affair.
Which honestly made the whole thing seem less credible and more like someone trying to get attention by inserting themselves into a messy situation. So where does Molly go from here? Well, she's been pretty quiet. The only thing she said publicly is, "Stay tuned." That's it. 2 words. But those 2 words have people on the edge of their seats. And that Fox Sports offer, that $2 million deal, that's looking like a very strong possibility. She could be covering NFL games, college football, NCAA basketball. She could be hosting Fox studio shows. She could be doing a whole range of things that would give her the platform and the visibility she's been asking for. And honestly, with her track record, her talent, and her reputation, Fox would be lucky to have her. But Fox isn't the only option on the table. Molly could launch her own podcast. She could start a digital venture and build her own brand from the ground up. She could join a sports franchise's media team, maybe the WNBA, maybe the Seattle Storm, who knows. The point is, her options are wide open. She's proven, she's respected, she's talented. Meanwhile, ESPN is left with some serious problems to solve. They launched a 30 to 45 day audition process to find a replacement. Different hosts rotating in, trying out, seeing who fits. And here's where it gets messy again. Word got out that Joy Taylor, a super talented host from Fox Sports, was being considered for the role. But allegedly, Stephen A. Smith vetoed her. He didn't want her. Whether that's true or not, we don't know for sure. But the fact that it was even being reported tells you about the power dynamics at play. And after Molly left, the ratings were mixed. Some days they were fine, other days, not so much. But more importantly, the chemistry on the show was noticeably different. It didn't feel the same. It didn't flow the same. And viewers could tell. ESPN's got to deal with the public perception that they treated Molly unfairly. And that perception? It could make it harder to attract top female talent in the future. Because if you're a talented woman in sports media and you see how Molly got treated, you might think twice before signing with ESPN. So here we are. The dust still hasn't fully settled. And there are still so many unanswered questions. Will Molly join Fox Sports and take that $2 million deal? Will First Take suffer long-term without her? Or will they find someone who can fill that void? And the biggest question of all, will we ever find out the real behind-the-scenes story? What actually happened in those negotiations? What went down between Molly and Stephen A? What made things fall apart so spectacularly that she walked away from nearly 20 years at the company? Maybe one day we'll get the full story. Maybe one day someone will sit down and spill all the tea. But until then, we're left with rumors, speculation, and a whole lot of uncomfortable questions that nobody seems ready to answer. Because of this story, it's still unfolding, and something tells me we haven't seen the last chapter yet. So that's the breakdown. That's what really happened when Molly Qerim walked away from ESPN and left the entire sports world shook. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. Do you think ESPN fumbled the bag? Do you think Molly made the right call leaving? Do you think there's more to the story that we don't know yet? I want to hear your thoughts. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we break down all the messy, dramatic, behind-the-scenes stories that everyone's talking about. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.